Earlier this week, Australia's richest literary prize was awarded for a book written by text message. The author is this man, Behrouz Boochani. He's a Kurdish-Iranian refugee who detailed the despair of his many years in limbo inside an Australian offshore detention centre. He wasn't allowed to attend the ceremony in Melbourne to pick up his prize. He told DW, however, that receiving the award has been bittersweet.
It is a big achievement for me, for the refugees on Manus Island and Nauru, and also for all of the refugees and stateless people around the world. I myself still am living in this island, and we have lost many things over the past 6 years, and that's why I think I cannot have celebration. I cannot celebrate my this award and this achievement.
As author and refugee Behrouz Boochani there, and with me here is DW reporter Jared Reed. Tell us more about this man.
So Behrouz Boochani is a Kurdish journalist who fled Iran some years ago and sought refuge in Australia. He arrived there by boat, but due to Australia's hardline immigration policies, he was sent to a detention centre outside of Australia's borders. And in this case, it is called Manus Island. It's an island administered by Papua New Guinea. And Boochani has been there since 2013. In the years since then, he's become one of the best-known voices from inside Australia's offshore detention system, describing quite often on Twitter and online what he says are inhumane conditions and human rights abuses committed there. These pictures we're looking at are from a documentary he was able to shoot using his phone inside the Manus Centre.
And he wrote the book on his phone.
That's right. He typed it out by a text message and sent it through the service WhatsApp to a translator in Australia. And these are some of the chunks of text that he sent. These screenshots were sent to us by the translator Omid Tafigian. Boochani was worried guards would take his writing, which is why he just kind of wanted to get it out and send it to his translator as soon as he could. And these texts became this book here. It's called No Friend But the Mountains, writing from Manus prison, which Behrouz Boochani himself describes as the product of years of imprisonment and systematic torture, both on him and other refugees. And what he's talking about there are the stories that have come out of Manus Island and Nauru, another Pacific island where Australia has a detention centre, of human rights abuses being committed. So refugees harming themselves, of living in very poor conditions, of riots. So Boochani won this very rich prize, around 60,000 euros worth, but he wasn't able to attend the ceremony to get the award.
Because of Australian law?
That's right. So Australia, when it comes to asylum seekers who arrive by boat, Australia refuses to settle them in Australia. It puts them offshore for processing and then tries to resettle them in a third country. And Australia, the government says, well, this is to deter people coming by boat because the journey is dangerous. And largely it's worked because asylum arrivals by boat have basically stopped. But it's, as you can imagine, been hugely controversial, not least for the effects on children. There have been many children in these centres. There's been a huge push to get them out of and their families out of the detention centres and into other accommodations. So many have been settled in places like the US. Some of these children have had quite devastating psychological effects from their years in detention. In terms of Behrouz Boochani, he still has to be on Manus. The centre where he wrote the book closed in 2017, and he's been in other accommodation, but basically since then has just been waiting to find out where he'll be able to go, if he'll be able to go anywhere. So more of a wait for him, unfortunately.
Incredible to think of art being created in such conditions. Thank you, Jared.